Hi everybody. Welcome back to Paper Old and New. I am working on Shop My Stash 2023. Trying to get caught up. I thought this was a great idea. I found it because I was watching Brittany over at Blinger Creations and she was doing this, so I went and checked it out, and it's being hosted by excuse me, it's being hosted by Lorie over at Enchanted Dream 71. And every 2 weeks, there's a new topic. I am getting caught up because I did not find this until like now. So I'm January and February behind. So if I can get caught up, I can be on time for March. That's my goal. Because the first posting for March is supposed to be the 13th, so I'm looking to do that. All right, so the postings for February 13th was belly bands. So I am going to try and make these belly bands that I've had in my head for a little while, because I have this denim paper that I wasn't really sure what else to do with. And I like things to be kind of sturdy, so I'm not sure if... plus, there's some layering I want to do. And I need the back of the belly band so that stuff doesn't get caught when you're sliding in and out. I need the back of the belly band to be flat, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to make... This is... and speaking of shopping your stash, so the idea is to not go out and buy anything. So you're using things that you have. And this is a file folder. Cutoffs that I have from another project I was working on, actually my sunflower journals. If you've been following those, the covers of those and the inside covers are made out of file folders. So this is the cutoffs for making those. And I'm going to cut this to 8.5 long, because that's a nice standard size for a belly band. And then look, I've got a little card. You know what you could use this for? A hidden paper clip, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And then I'm going to... I want to see how wide this is. I don't want it to be too much wider than this. Maybe, but I don't want it to be too narrow either. So maybe I'll make it 2 inches. If I've got 2 inches. Let's see if I've got 2 inches. So we're going to put the flat in. I want to cut off all of the uneven part that was the file folder itself. So we're going to make this 2 inches wide and see if I can work with that. Now, I might only get one of these made, guys, because this is in my head and not, well, as you can imagine, in my head isn't necessarily a safe place to be. So we're going to see how this goes. Now, my idea is to border it on both sides with this. I think this is going to work. Okay, so I need this to be about 8.5 inches long. Actually, I can cut it and then glue it down and then trim it. We'll do it that way because I think that'll be easier. Okay, so we have that piece. And that's too long, right? Yeah. I would rather it be too long than too short. Too short would be... I mean, obviously I would just cut a new piece, but... All right, and I am going to use hot glue for this. I'm going to set this aside because I'll have to cut a strip of that off in a minute. Ooh, I need a glue mat. I definitely don't want hot glue on here. What happened to my glue mat? Oh, here it is. Okay, so, and as you can see, I have a lot of these file folder cutoffs. So I can make, bunches of these. I just don't know how much time I'm going to have to make bunches of them on camera right now. So the idea here is going to be, I'm hoping this works. So we're going to go down the edge of the file folder piece. Is my head like right there in the middle of, oh, that was a lot of glue. Can you see that I cannot hot glue in a straight line? Is anybody seeing this? I mean, anybody who's watching is seeing it. Ooh, it's like, it's drying really fast. Okay, let me get this down. Oh, it's all hard under there. Yikes. I don't know if I got that glued down or not, if I'm honest, because it feels like it might have gotten hard. Well, maybe. Yeah, see, I've got a little spot right there that doesn't... Here's a spot. Okay, so let me get... I mean, I am going to be gluing paper on top of this, so I guess it's not... I guess what I should do, we'll do it down the other side, and what I'll do is I'll do it a little at a time. That might be better, huh? Okay, so let's put... Let's get it stuck like that. And then what we'll do is we'll go a little at a time. So I'll put... I mean, as soon as this stuff hits the air, it starts to harden. I mean, being hot glue, it gets hard as it cools. I'm in my basement, and it's nice and cool down here. So it's, you know, I would assume the warmer your environment, the longer you have. But since I'm trying to stretch it because I don't want to like take 10 years to glue this one piece of ribbon down. I'm an exaggerator, what can I say? Okay, there we go. All right. And I will probably use hot glue to glue the this down, but we'll see. Okay, so that's the base of the belly band. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of denim that I don't want the denim edge, but I might use it for something down the road. So we're going to go... I'm going to move that. I'm going to make this 3 inches wide with the denim trim on it. Just so it's a decent width if I need to. You know what, guys? People have been telling me they can't cut straight with a trimmer. So far, me either. Let's turn this over and see if I can't get a straight cut going this way, and then maybe... I mean, I'm not kidding, guys. I keep laying stuff down on my trimmer, and I do not end up with straight cuts. I think that one is straight. So this edge is straight, so we'll take this edge and go 2 inches wide. I want it to lay just the same size as the belly band. I'll get it out in a minute. Just give me a minute. Okay, so this is my unstraight piece. We'll put that over there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, of course, is cut it to be... Well, let's cut this piece off. Actually, you know what? We'll cut this piece off here. Okay, I don't want the denim seam. And then we want this to be 8.5 inches long. So we go right there, and cut that. Okay, and then we have a couple of little denim cutoff things, which I'm sure I will find a use for. Okay, let me put that out of the way. And now what we're going to do is we're going to lay that right up the middle of there. Like that. And I'm going to try really hard to make it stick, guys, because this, I don't know how it's going to do on the fabric, but we're going to give it a shot. And I'm actually going to put some Fabri-Tac under this edge because it's wanting to stick up. Get my rag. I just want it to be as flat as possible to put the paper on top of. That's all. Okay, the other one seems to be sitting pretty flat. So we're just going to go, okay, so I'm going to go down the fabric with a nice thick bead across and up the other side. Obviously, this Fabri-Tac is not, I mean, it's not as much, it's not based on temperature, so the coolness of my basement, if anything, just makes it harder to squeeze. Okay, and now we're going to stick this strip down, and it's going to squeeze all kind of glue everywhere because I have a ton of glue on this, and we're going to have to clean it up. So all of this is from my stash. Like I said, I had this piece of denim paper, no idea what I was going to do with it. I did start having the idea of making belly band out of this because I thought it would look really cute down the center of a belly band. And the idea for using this piece of denim paper came from trying to decide what I would want the background for this to sit on to look like. And I went through a couple of pieces of paper actually, you know, looking and testing and trying to find something that I liked. You could probably find like a floral or something to go with it. Shoot, I have an exposed edge. I suppose I could trim that. When I trim the lace off, maybe I'll trim across there. Okay, so I think my daughter just got home. She was out with a friend. Okay, and then we're going to take a piece of this and glue it right up the middle like that. Right? I don't know if I should use hot glue or not. I feel like the Fabri-Tac would work, wouldn't it? The problem with the Fabri-Tac, I think, is the fact that I think you see Fabri-Tac through fabric. I don't know that you can see hot glue through fabric. So let's... I'm going to try and be really careful about this because I want it to be... Oh, guys, we're getting serenaded by my laundry equipment. That is my dryer. You know what? I'm also, since I glued that end down, I'm going to trim this just a little long so I don't have to work with this on the end of my... Okay, now I'm going to put... This is just a thin line, and yeah, obviously the edges of this are not glued down. And maybe there where it's covered by lace, I can get Fabri-Tac underneath. Ooh, that was a big bead. I'm really upset because I didn't center that. That's going to bug the snot out of me. Oh, it's not centered, guys. It's bugging me. I don't know if I can peel it off. The whole point of using the hot glue is that it glues good. Daggone it. And it wouldn't have been a big deal because normally you could just trim. But because I've got that lace over there, I can't trim it. That's okay. Hold on a sec, guys. Sorry about that. I had to balance my washing machine. Okay, so now I'm a little upset. I mean, I suppose if I really wanted to, I could cut it and like fix everything. I'm kind of disappointed that it's crooked, but other than that, I really think it's cute. So let's trim the ends and get it all trimmed up and see what it looks like. And there you go, guys. It's a little belly band. You stick it. Okay. Wow, that is a stubborn piece of fine. Be that way. Okay, so then you would stick this on a page and then you could slide stuff under it, right? So attached at the top and bottom, and then you would... and you can see what I mean. If I had just taken the piece of paper, glued this to it, and then glued these on the back, I would be afraid that sliding in this way, I would catch on the edge of this lace on the other side. So having the file folder going down the back prevents that. And then, like I said, you just glue it in, and it's a cute little belly band. And I may make a few more of these since I have, I do have more of this paper. I just have to straighten this piece out. I suppose we could try again, guys, and see if we could get a straight one. What do you think? So 2 inches wide, right? 2 and 2. This one's crooked. Okay, and then we cut on one end, we cut off the trim. And on the other end, we cut it to 8.5 inches. I suppose I could make a shorter one or something, but I look at it this way. If I make it 8.5 inches, if I really want to, I can cut a piece of it off, right? So we'll just stick with 8.5 inches for now. Okay, now for the lace this time, oh, I gotta find the end. Okay. You know what I'm debating doing? If I crease this up the middle, I'll know exactly where to put the glue line. See if this works. I can barely see it, but I know where the glue line goes. So let's glue the... And I can already feel it hardening underneath of there. That's how chilly my basement is. Okay, now that I have that, I'll just keep following along the line. And hopefully by the time I get to the end of this, I've kept it relatively straight and I'm in the middle. Ooh, that was a lot. Okay. See, I pulled it tight and now it's curling. Hopefully I solved that problem when I glue it to the file folder, but I don't know. Not to mention the fact that I still think that that's, well, maybe not. That's a little more centered than the other one was. So let's see, is this wide enough? Just. Okay, so let's cut this. to 2 inches. Now this is going to make this is going to take these little pieces off from the front of the tabs on the file folder. Okay. Oh, and then we needed 8.5 inches long, right? This is what happens when you have too much stuff in a little space. Okay. Now, if you wanted, you could just keep it like this, and that could be your belly band. I mean, there's nothing that says you have to go any further. This is just paper though, so I don't know how you feel about your edges and, you know, reinforcing them and whatnot. You can also just glue this down as is, and you don't have to put the lace on either side. So you could have a relatively plain one by comparison, right? I think I like the lace, but what about this? Okay. This might actually be the wrong color blue as I'm looking at it, but let's take a look and see. So hot glue these along the edges and it would just have that sticking out. Well, let's give it a shot, right? Why not? We'll call it done. Now I'm going to turn it over because I can work the other way easier. Maybe. Okay. Okay. All right, so we got that down. Let's see if we can't get the other one down. So we'll put a little bit. I'm always looking at these laces that have these edges on them, and I'm like, they're supposed to go like between something, or I mean, that piece is supposed to be covered up, it seems like. Although this one's pretty, on the front end, it's pretty decorative. That is drying while I'm, or hardening, I should say, while I'm trying to untwist this. Okay, so there's that. And then we would glue our centerpiece down. So let's do that, and then we can call this one done as soon as we trim the edges. Uh-oh. Don't get clogged on me now. Go right up this line of lace and across the edge, down this line of lace. Across the edge and up the middle. Okay, let's put her down. Hope she stays. Okay, come on, don't glue the lace underneath. Well, it took the curl out from the from me pulling it too tight. gluing it down to the file folder piece took the curl out of it, so that's good. Okay. Oh, a little bit sticky there. All right, let's turn it over and trim off the edges with my gluey sticky scissors. See, gluey sticky scissors. Okay. And there we have it. So we have two different looks, same center. That's kind of nice. I like it. So these are my belly bands. And all of this came out of stuff I have bought since last July, end of July, beginning of August, when I started this journey into junk journaling. And yeah, so Shop My Stash 2023. Go for it. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Thank you, Lorie, for hosting this. I think it's a great idea, and I will hopefully be caught up. And these were a ton of fun. I'm so glad that I joined in on this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.